What up, everybody? We're back, the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast. We're waiting on a couple people still, but their slack asses will hopefully join here shortly. If not, we will publicly abuse them by their last name and first
This
name
is
and email
true.
addresses. But anyway, guys, everybody, welcome back. Hopefully, everybody's having a good day and all that stuff.
Yes,
But I'll tell you, I'm a little tired today. I did not sleep well last night. But anyway, love. Turn on the notifications, subscribe, all the things.
click the button.
Yeah, click the button, and then send all your hate mail to David Papiden. But
Yep.
anyway, it's probably at AOL. But anyway, Gino, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man, so far. Yeah, it was a beautiful day today. Got the grass cut, got all that taken care of. My roses are all in full bloom out here. Loving my deck. Spent just about the entire day out here today.
I tell you what, my
So-
roses are looking good too. And did have some that were on the passenger side of my bed. But I don't have them right now up there because they were getting old. So, but I'd do that. David said he'd be here in 1 sec. He must have heard me talking negatively about him.
Well,
Anyway,
that happens.
it does. But the
But
weather
no,
here has not been as kind. It's been a lot of thunderstorms today, definitely where I live. And then it's also been hot, so it's been that steamy kind of nastiness as well.
Saturday we had some very rough weather in the area, and it didn't affect me directly. But just south of me, there was an EF1 tornado.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's about 9, 10 miles south of me. There was an EF1, but up in Pennsylvania, where I used to work as a telephone person, they had 4 different EF1s.
Oh wow!
That rolled through on Saturday. So it was kind of dicey on Saturday, but
hey, there I am.
Sunday and today, flipping gorgeous.
Saturday was real beautiful here. David and his paramour and Michelle all came out here, and we had a pretty good time on Saturday.
Cool beans.
I
saw the meal. It looked good.
I did do a pretty good job on the meal.
I wish I'd post shots of the ones I did yesterday. I had a whole top sirloin roast. That a whole big hunk that I broke down, pulled the picanha and stuff off of it. I wanted to smoke a roast, but I didn't have one quite the right size, so I broke this thing down to that. Made a bunch of stew meat with it, ground up all the trimmings, the fat, and all the other stuff for hamburger to go into the dog's food, and then smoked that thing to perfection. The only thing I seasoned it with, the rub that I used, salt, pepper, and garlic, and just let it rip. It went on the smoker at about 9 o'clock, nice low and slow. I hit 150 right about 3 o'clock, gave it a little bit more, rested it for about 20, 30 minutes. Oh, melt in your mouth.
Sounds
Had that cornbread casserole, sweet corn, homemade mac and cheese.
Now, did your wife cook as well?
She did, until she started getting in my way out in the kitchen. It's like, just please go sit down.
That's hilarious.
And it's
I think
I kind of took that over. I kind of took that over when we started our weight loss journey and getting rid of all the processed foods, because it was just one of those things. I can make that. Yeah, I can make that. And that's how it started. I started small, hit her up for advice on this and that. What do you think about this, that? Now she doesn't even go out in the kitchen. She'll sit over there and it's like, okay, it's ready. You ready? Yep.
Cool. Real quick, let's go through what we're drinking today. I'll let you go first, Gino.
I am enjoying this. I haven't had it in a long while. Saw it on the shelf the other day. Picked it up. I'm glad I did. Isaac Bowman, bourbon whiskey, finished in port barrels, and had some sample of this before I lit the cigar. And it's pairing very well with this Oliva Series 5. Series 5.
You said it was pulling out a lot of the
what's that?
Molasses. You said it was pulling out a lot of the molasses.
Yes, it's got some cherry notes in it, some raisins, which was surprising to me. Molasses,
which are really important for you people.
And it's also
older people love.
It's got some rye spices to it. What it seems like to me. And
Nice.
it's pairing very well with this cigar, the creaminess of the cigar versus that, and it's quite delicious.
Nice.
I don't know what the age is. I didn't even really look. It's 92 proof. I don't see an age statement on it. Chuck will probably chime in and tell me about it.
For sure.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The thing I didn't like about the Isaac Bowman ones were they were generally too floral up front, which might be a lot of the molasses you're tasting as well, and generally because they're a little bit young. That was my thing with it. David, what about you, man?
I'm drinking. You might recognize this.
I do.
Nashville Bourbon Barrel
Nashville
rye
Barrel.
whiskey.
Cool.
That came from my house, right?
It did. It did absolutely come handpicked. Was there something music or something Nashville themed on the bottle? But anyway, it's a good rye whiskey. It does.
Well, they're
give you a lot
located
of
in
that bacon
Nashville
spice.
too.
Yeah. I mean, which makes sense.
Hence the
I
name.
think off of Spence Lane. Stephen Bill told me it's right beside the IBEW. It's literally next door. Hey, there's Daniel Berry. Yo, what's up?
Yes, sir. Mr. Daniel, how's it going, bud?
So I'm just having some short barreled bee's knees. This right here is fantastic. 112 proof. It is probably one of the best honey cast you can get. It is pretty good. It's not too sweet, but I think this is also a store pick from by Elixir, which if you're not friends with Tark, I know he can be kind of abrasive on the outside, and to talk to him and to be friends with him over any length of time. But he is my favorite Patel. He is really good at what he does. So, but and he really is. And every time I go in the store, he's like, matter of fact, last time I was there, he gave me my own Glencairn, so I don't forget it each and every time.
Nice.
So it's been a long journey with him, but I think we're and by the way, most people probably describe me as being a little bit abrasive on the outside, inside, and everything else too. So it is what it is. I don't know who this cat is. Yeah,
hello.
I have no idea.
Lunius.
How you doing?
It's the Lunius show.
What are you drinking?
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we need to ask people when they random people.
Yeah, they come on, then we should. So
happy to talk to people, but tell us what you're drinking.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're drinking. Tell us your thoughts on it. The whole thing.
We don't really have a theme for this evening, mainly because we it's mostly me and my ADD and stuff of that nature, but we don't typically stay on topic. But we are just back. Well, it's another Monday. We're all back again. I'll be honest with you, I'm very tired. I did not sleep well last night. So I'm very tired. So I'm really laying it low tonight, just having very, very small drinks and just chilling.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Been kind of a interesting 24 hours, we'll call it. But and then today was and today at work was quite, I was just busy, dealing with students and teaching class and stuff like that. So I had doubled up on my meds this morning, so I would be in a relatively pleasant mood with my students. Just because I can retire. He says, friends, how you doing? We're doing well.
Doing great.
Pretty well.
Luna's show, LOL. What are you drinking? So
if you are. No.
If you are.
If you're not, then why aren't you?
It might be somebody underage and they can't drink.
It could be.
It could be. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know. Pop into a channel like this. It's Whiskey Rebellion Barcast. That's what we do. We drink.
We drink. The whole plan behind this. I know I've repeated 1,000 times on the show, but we started from COVID. Prior to COVID, everybody used to come to my house and we drink at the bar downstairs, and we just sit down there and just most of the time argue and talk about random nonsense. But most of the time, almost 100% of the time, we
drinks in, and then I'll start arguing about some shit.
Where
it was always the worst between you and James, and I would just sit and drink and just listen to them.
It's because he's a lawyer, so he has to win every argument, right?
And you also have to win every argument,
right? And I'm me, and I want to win every argument too. And definitely when we start talking about econ, accounting, finance, stuff like that, I'm like, dude, I'm going to school you in this. Daniel Berry said, what's good, Monday. Everybody? Happy Monday.
That's right. Happy Monday.
Hey, happy Monday, Daniel. Hope you're having a great day, bud.
All right. So he said, to be honest, I don't speak English very well, so
It's nice to hear your speech. Hey, you
Okay,
write very
that
well in
sounds good.
English, better than most
Yes, sir.
English speakers
Yep.
who are native.
definitely since I moved here in the South. So like there's some words you guys use here that I'm still like don't understand. Like hose pipe. I didn't know that was a garden hose. I thought it was like some type of sexual device.
Well, if you're brave enough.
Yeah, there is that.
I hear some of my Southern friends tell me they like, I grew up drinking from a hose pipe. I'm like, I'm not like does the the what's it called, the children's people that like they take care of CPS, yeah. Did they know about this? Because I think that might be a violation of the law.
Oh, they set the bar much lower for that.
I don't think they existed
Drinking from a
back in
hose pipe,
those
that's
days.
not going to violate any, not compared to what people.
But now some of the things here in the South that I love, I mean, outside of sweet tea, I talk about it all the time. Sweet iced tea is great. I'm gonna go back to my story. So anyway, we started this out of COVID. We used to all come here and on, I think what we did on what, Mondays or Wednesdays or Thursdays. It was one day that ended with a
Monday
Y.
or Thursday. Yeah.
And so
good job.
Yeah. So it was one day and it was a Y. And we would get together every week, and it would just be. It was a very motley crew of people. I mean, sometimes it was we had preachers over before. We've had definitely lawyers and doctors and econ people and sons of state Congress people or Senate people. We've had everybody over here. I mean, we've done all the things. Then we also had that really awesome experience when Melissa decided to run into my truck that I had parked in the middle of my yard. I still don't know how she done that.
It's the challenge was going down the driveway straight. That was the challenge.
Yeah.
What
I can get that. Yep.
Years before you had that fence as a guardrail, you know, which is probably a good thing because you probably just sort of tore into your fence, which I don't know if that would have been better or worse.
Yeah, and then it would have been my donkeys escaping.
Yeah.
So but anyway, so COVID, because David used to work with children and stuff with disabilities and all, and then COVID happened, and then of course I work with students as well, and we were always like, what are we going to do? You know, like how can we do this? We seem to be relatively intelligent people, and so we initially started with we started with Zoom, and then I would always just post the link, and random nonsense people from literally all over the world would get on there, and of course one of our OGs to the bar was Mao that lives in England. So
update on Mao. He's been super busy, but he intends next day. He's got a few days off in a row, and it coincides with the show. He intends to jump on.
Luis is clearly talking to you, Jody.
I don't. Okay.
Look, very brutal in my country. You rarely meet such gentlemen of respectable age.
Oh no, he's yeah.
It's you two.
I'm the resident old fart
I don't know which gray beard you're talking about.
I don't have a gray beard. Mine just went white.
It's true.
I was actually talking about that with Michelle this weekend because she gets. Well, you've seen it. Her hair.
So we've got Gino the gray and Jody the white.
Oh, dude, mine completely skipped gray.
That'll work.
Just went to white. Yeah. But and then of course
mine would be mostly gray if I grew up, which I'm not going to.
By the way, you left your hat. I gave you.
You gave me the hat? I thought I was borrowing it.
No, I told you could have it. You even asked me that 3 times. I was like, David, it's yours. It's Nashville Bourbon Barrel. No, none of us were.
So that's why I left
that's
it.
The beauty of it.
That's why I didn't collect it. I thought that looked pretty decent, actually, as far as those ball caps go. I normally look pretty stupid in ball caps, but that one was all right. Yeah.
But anyway, so
must be my face.
So there was great super regional. It was absolutely your face, but there was great super regional games on this weekend for those of us that like sports ball. SC came out of the box hot against UNC and won on Friday, and then lost back-to-backs on Saturday and Sunday. But Sunday they lost in the 9th with 2 outs and up by 1, and then in the 9th with 1 out, UNC tied the game. And I was like, man, we're going to extra innings. And then literally, I think it was the next batter hits it all the way to the wall, to the fence. And that guy could score from third. That was go ahead. And so, I do think they had a great run this year, but I will tell you if I was predicting on the poly market, if I was predicting on that, it would be the team that's going to be the team to beat is going to be Georgia, in my opinion. But if there's a team I'm pulling for, it's not because he's on the show, but I'm pulling for the Mountaineers because this is their first time ever going to the College World Series.
First time ever.
And they're playing. I think they play Troy first, if I've seen that right.
They're playing Troy. Yep.
Yeah. And so those of you guys don't know how.
Series?
Yeah, it's College World Series. It's in Omaha, Nebraska, and it's a round robin. So the first game is generally seeded. Winner obviously advances, and then you have a losers bracket. And if you lose twice, you're out. And there's been teams. Vanderbilt did it before where they made it. Well, they did it back to back where they did. They won every comeback. No, they won every single game, and so when they beat the team that only lost once, I don't remember if it was 98 or 97. I can't remember. I'm sorry, 17 or 16. Is that right? Or it might have been 17, 18, whatever years it was. Guys can fact check me. But anyway, they won every game, but that team that only lost once lost to them on that Saturday or Sunday, and there was a rain delay in there too. But they had to come back and play them again because they only lost one game. So you have to lose two, no matter what. You got to lose two games. So, there's been it's a round robin. It's a lot of fun to watch, and quite honestly, it's outside of probably college football, hockey, which are probably my two favorite to watch sports. This is my favorite time of the year when it comes to watching sports is College World Series. I mean, I'll be glued to the TV every day this week when they start. And it's a lot of fun, man. It's just a lot of fun, And you see teams that are coming from all over. I mean, Troy's a small school, and I think it's in southern Alabama. Yeah. Yep. I could be wrong. It might be in northern Alabama. I have no idea, but it's in Alabama. I just know they're
Alabama somewhere.
Yeah. And then you have Ole Miss that beat up on Auburn. They're playing in it. Now, to be fair, that was a 3-game series too that they won. I think they lost the opener and then won the next two. I could be wrong about that because I did not watch that whole series, but I did watch. I'll be honest with you. I was pulling for my number 2 team outside of the Mountaineers was Little Rock Trojans. Because I was like, they're such a no-name team. Like I was going, that would be awesome to see them make it there. And of course, I used to have one of my buddies that's still a good buddy. He's from Southern California as well. He lives here locally in Tennessee as well. We're both SC fanatics, but he was a baseball player for Cal Poly. So I know who he was pulling for this weekend. Yeah. And Cal Poly did not have a good weekend. And what's bad is that's such a beautiful stadium there, and
it is
the Mountaineer Stadium. I mean, that is it. I mean, it's not as pretty as Appalachia. Appalachia probably has the prettiest stadium, in my opinion. But man, it was awesome. But anyway, those who are wondering what the show is really about, this is kind of what it's about. We just sit around like if we're at a bar and we're just talking, just chatting.
Yep, it's kind of what we do.
Just jib
jabbing. But anyway,
something neat that happened to me this week. Yeah, I'm an Army brat. Dad was in the Army 22 years, and one of our favorite places was Germany. We were stationed in Karlsruhe, Germany, for 4 years, and I'm part of an Army brats group on Facebook. And someone posted,
there was such thing.
There are
social media
military brats. Yep, there's a group, and this one was very neat because this guy was going through his mother's papers and all that stuff. Evidently, I didn't get into it. She probably passed away. I don't know, but he was going through her papers. Found a detailed map of Paul Revere Village where we lived. And I was showing my wife, see this? Yep, that's the house we lived. We lived in this stairwell, second floor on the left, right across from the ball field. I walked across that field to go to school every day. This is where we played. The bigger kids played on this field. That was a practice field over there. I was telling her the whole thing about it.
That's cool. That's very cool.
So it got me kind of nostalgic. So one of the other places to look at, one of the very last stations we were at was Fort Huachuca, Arizona. And believe it or not, you can go and look at that on Google Maps. And
I never thought about doing that because, of course, my stories would be much different. Yours, I was never in, like, one of the places that I've always wanted to go is Germany and then Austria. I've never been to those places in Europe. I've always wanted to go.
Would love to go.
Well, I've always wanted to go to the German Black Mountains, which traverses
Black
both
Forest.
Yeah.
Black Forest. Yeah.
That's where the Eagle's Nest was located and stuff of that nature. But it was on the Austria side. But I've always wanted to go there, right? But if I looked on Google Maps, definitely when I lived in Japan, specifically Okinawa, you'd see it. I'd go, look, it's one place that we lived. Not we, it was just my military unit lived there. Was this place? It was on the Air Force Base, and it was called, I am not lying to you, it's called the Habu Hilton. All right.
Habu Hilton.
Yeah, Habu is a two-stepper snake, is what it's called. So
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the one they put in the sake bottles and stuff. But and allegedly, at some point, I didn't see any while I was there, but allegedly, there was a lot of Habu at one point on Okinawa Island. Now, I will tell you some stuff they had there. Everything Okinawa has is prehistoric looking. Like their freaking spiders are as big as your face. Every pair of every type of bug, to include roaches, are about this long. Huge. And they have wings and they fly. And I'm like, oh my God, but it was absolutely insane. And but anyway, the things I would if I was telling this story, and I'll be like, well, I can point out here. I passed out on the front porch here on this place when I was drinking with Wendy Westbrook. She was a flight engineer, and she was this like sweetheart of a girl. But she, her and her husband live out in Georgia. But so shout out to her. She was one of the ones that was she was flight engineer on one of the P3s that was captured by the Chinese back in the 90s. I don't remember exactly when it happened. It might have been early 2000, but it was they ended up crashing it. Well, they didn't crash it. They were hit by one of the Chinese airplanes, and they survived it all the way to, and they had land at one of the bases there, and they were essentially internment for a little bit over a month with State Department being involved in all this stuff to get them out. But anyway,
I kind of remember that story vaguely.
Yeah. And it was one of our EP3s, which is the ones that have a lot of crypto and stuff like that. But fortunately, they hit as they were coming in, they hit all the electromagnetic stuff that fries the entire system where it's unrecoverable. And they end up keeping that EP3, and then they cut it up and was trying to figure out how everything worked, so the Chinese could replicate it and all this stuff.
Yeah, reverse engineer.
Yep. And but the fortunate thing is you can't get a whole lot from it, because once they fried the entire system, it was with EMP on it. There's nothing you can do with it. But anyway, she was a mech, and though I wasn't part of her unit, I'd always see her hanging out with all the guys and stuff from us, and she knew all of us and all this stuff. And she was like, one time she said she could outdrink me, and I was like, that's just stupid. That's nonsense. And not only did she outdrink me, there's probably a Polaroid going around someplace where I'm using that freaking box wine as a pillow on the front porch of this place, sleeping outside.
Wine, hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's not what we were drinking. That's what I slept on. That was my pillow. I woke up the next morning and I felt like I was completely violated. I was like, what in the absolute world happened here? But I had all my clothes on, minimum bugs, and I was good to go.
Only a little bit of Sharpie on your face.
I don't think there. I mean, I have had Sharpie on my face. My when I was in Jacksonville, my buddy Neil Mars and at the time his wife Jen and Brody and a couple other guys that was stationed there, Larry Rude and all that. We had this huge party for, I don't know if it was for Vanessa's or if it was my birthday. Our birthdays are really close, and Vanessa's Jen's sister. And we were all we're young. I mean, I think we even had freaking, what's those damn Zimas? We had those there too. This is kind of party we're having there, right? This is I'm old, so this is back in the 90s,
Dude, I remember Zimas.
I woke up the next morning and that was my first. Headache. Well, not only that, I woke up the next morning in a chair that I don't even remember falling asleep in, half my clothes off. I had my entire face had makeup all over it as if I was going drag. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell happened to me?
What did I do?
Yeah. You don't fall asleep in the Navy, man. I'll tell you that.
You don't want to be the guy that passes out. That's always been a rule, pretty much.
Not the first one. You don't want to be the first one that passes out.
If you pass out early, you are going to be fucked with. You're going to be.
No, but like I said,
visually
it
molested in some
got
kind
me
of way.
reminiscent after I saw the map. I downloaded it, so I have a copy of it that I'll keep forever and a day. Printed it out, the whole thing. But went to look at Fort Huachuca where we lived at over there, and my house is gone.
Man.
Man.
Well,
And
it's
you can
like the
see where
whole
it used to
base.
sit, but it's gone. Now the base is still there.
No,
It's
no.
still
What
operational.
I'm saying is Barber's Point, which was one of the Navy's big bases at one time in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's, I think there's a Costco and a FedEx there now.
Yeah, well, see, that's the same with the base that's over in Carlsruhe. Yeah, they closed that down years ago. That's why I feel very fortunate to be able to have that map because it's totally different now. But yeah, that whole street, the street lived on. I could show my wife where it used to be because you could see it where the houses used to be because it's desert. It's southeastern Arizona up in the mountains.
Right.
As the crow flies, you're like maybe a mile and a half off of the Mexican border. But yeah, it's kind of sad because I was telling her, I said, yeah, when I went to school here, there's the school. I would ride my bike down this street, come down this, and you see, look, there's the path where it used to be a sidewalk. Come around, that's where we parked the bikes, all this. This is where we used to do the skateboards down the sidewalk. All gone.
Yeah. The
Matter of fact, they took the road and it confused me for a minute until I started looking. We had one, they would used to get mammoth rains August and September, flash floods out of everywhere, and they had these huge drainage ditches behind the houses and here, there, and everywhere throughout the base. And that's how I was able to find the location because they moved the entire street, kept the name, moved it to a different location, another little development.
Wild.
And when I first found the street, I'm like, that's not the right street. That's not the way the street went. That's not where the houses were at. This is wrong. And so it got me looking. And what's there now is they have a great big new football soccer stadium. It sits right there, but you can still see where the streets used to be. A little depressing. Had some good times there.
I can imagine. Yeah.
First of all, I want to say something that goes along with that. It's funny that the desert does that because when I I guess you call it lived there, but all my tours to Iraq, it starts raining in November and then it rains for like 40 straight days. And
yeah, really?
and it gets cold. And what I mean by cold is like it's not 105, so now it's 80. And you're walking around like in the afternoons with a sweatshirt on because you're so freaking cold.
Yep, you're chilled.
Yeah. And it's go ahead.
Yeah, it was one of the neat things where we were at. We were high enough up in the mountains, the tailwind of the Rockies. These particular mountains were called the Dragoon Mountains that were down near the base. But we were high enough in elevation, we would catch snow. Now, this is southeastern Arizona.
Yeah.
It's all desert, but it would snow overnight. It was good snow. Snow overnight, be gone by about noon.
Well, Flagstaff, Arizona gets a ton of snow every year.
They get a lot of snow, but they're up north.
Yeah,
they're up
and they're
north.
also
They're a little bit higher.
Too. Yeah,
I've been to Flagstaff.
Yeah.
But
I was going to tell you a field that's or not field, but it's a base that's super cool. So I got the pleasure to go to NAS Moffett Field. It's in Northern California, right outside San Francisco, and it is. So when you can go look it up. It's still there. It's still a base. But they one of the things they do with these hangars are ginormous, and they're hangars for what used to be the Navy's blimp services.
Oh, no kidding.
So they're these giant freaking hangars for blimps, and it is so cool because like you could be standing on the bottom of like on the, massive, and you can look up, and it's probably 150 feet at least to the top of it. I mean, it's so
People
ginormous.
say there were like little clouds would form in there because of the humidities and stuff. The temperature changes.
Yeah,
wow.
But that's where the Navy used to keep their fleet of blimps, and it's super cool.
Hey, I'll give you a little bit of trivia too about Fort Huachuca. The civilian city that was right next to it, matter of fact, starts right at the gate, was called Sierra Vista. It's still there, still growing. The very first McDonald's drive-in was in Sierra Vista. And it was unique because now the drive-in with most fast food restaurants is right off the kitchen. They had a conveyor belt that went from the kitchen up over the seating area inside the dining room at McDonald's, than over to this little post. Yes. It's the very first McDonald's drive-in ever. Was in Sierra Vista.
So since you're talking about McDonald's, because I read this trivia today. It is true. So I looked it up. Do you know the only capital of any state that doesn't have a McDonald's?
No.
Well, take a guess.
Which one?
Mississippi.
You've seen people from Mississippi.
No.
Nothing personal.
Yeah,
about
no, they
people
got plenty of McDonald's
I've
in
been to
Mississippi.
the capital of Mississippi, and there's like fucking nothing there. That's why I made that. Guess.
Vermont.
It is in Vermont. It is
Vermont, really?
Yeah, it's Mount Peeler. I think it's what it's called, or Peller.
Yeah, something like that.
See, that's funny.
Juneau.
Juneau is a popular guess, but it's not. There's one there. And by the way, so Mount Peeler or whatever it's called, it only has the residency of that
It's very small.
capital. It's less than 18,000. And
He said, never mind. It was a good guess, David.
yeah. When I heard it, a lot of people. That was. By the way, what are you drinking tonight? Or are you out doing Uber stuff?
Is he Ubering?
Yeah, it's in between. But no, I had heard that today, and read that today. I'm sorry, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know about you guys. I'm really jaded by watching TV. Like I don't. Yeah. What I mean by that, if I want to watch like Michelle and I started watching the Terminal List. I've already seen it, but I was bringing her into it. Oh, it's a fantastic show. And but anyway, we were watching that over the weekend. And long story short with it, I can watch like movies. I can watch sporting events. Mm-hmm. But outside that, I don't want to watch TV, mainly because it's so negative. So,
watch
of course,
shows.
Me talking about negative, I go over to X because, that's definitely not.
Oh, yeah, there's no negativity there. No.
Sprite tonight.
No, if I'm watching TV, it's normally cooking shows.
Congratulations by that.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that I think it's HBO Max. They have that series Halo.
Yeah.
And we started watching that over the weekend. That's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah.
So what I do a lot. I know I said do, but I listen to a lot of obviously podcasts, but I've gotten really into like listening to Brooke and Jeffrey, Brooke and Jubal, and then of course the Awkward Tuesday calls. Man, I heard one today. Oh my God, I got laughing so hard. So here's the premise of the Awkward Tuesday calls. Person calls in, they ask for advice, but if they give them advice, they have to call the person they're wanting to do. Like they have to do this awkward call on the air. All right.
Oh shit.
Okay. Like, how do I talk to this person kind of thing? And
right.
Like,
and so
you're going to do it, but we're doing it on air. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. So this girl had called in and she has been with her boyfriend for 3 years. And she's so freaking hilarious. You can Google it and find it on YouTube. You'll find this one. But anyway, it's hilarious. So what happened was she had been with her boyfriend for 3 years, but when they first got together, they weren't fully committed yet. And she slept with a celebrity. All right. And she didn't want to say who the celebrity was, but it turned out to be John Hamm. All right. And there's all kinds of internet rumors about his third leg, we'll call it. All right. He's apparently the stallion.
John Hamm, the dude from
Mad Men.
Mad Men. Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, so she calls up her boyfriend. And I got two of them because these were back to back. So she calls up her boyfriend. She tells him, and of course, you don't know the radio station's there until they hit the button that says awkward like that. and he's losing his mind because he's like, dude, this is a big deal. Like he truly, like you could stack four of me on top of each other and I'm not as big as John Hamm. He's just going into it.
Live on the radio.
And so it was hilarious. So if you want I'm really into, it's really helping my mental issues I have sometimes, but it's so funny. The other one that was hilarious was this woman had apparently they have her and her boyfriend made a laminated card that you could have like hall passes with. And her friend
laminated hall pass.
Yeah. And so she was going to call in to ask her boyfriend that she's going to see one of her hall pass people. And it's because her best friend works for this something to do with music. but she's actually gonna be backstage and with this individual, and it was Drake. All right. And her boyfriend was like, he started laughing. He goes, you know what? If you think you can get Drake, you knock yourself out like that.
That's a fair point, right? Like,
and she got, and so he kept laughing, and it was super hilarious because he's like, this dude writes about and gets with supermodels. You're very beautiful, sweetheart, but I don't think he's going to sleep with you.
Not a supermodel.
And then he kind of leaves the show and goes, well, you don't think it's going to happen? And he goes, but I'm giving you my okay. If you want to try to make it happen, you don't think it's going to happen? He goes, I think you're going to scare him off. I think he's going to think you're weird. It was super great. And it just made me giggle. You know, it just, I needed it. I really, Awkward Tuesdays. You just put Awkward Tuesdays, Brooke and Jubal or Brooke and Jeffries. They'll come up with either one.
Okay. I have to check.
They have a podcast too that's on Spotify that you can get as
Jubal
well.
and Jeffries, two different people, or
so they're two different people. So it was initially Brooke and Jubal, and then they're out of Seattle, and they on 92 point something, I forget what it is, but anyway, they had some type of, you know how radio industry and stuff like that, people lose relationships and stuff. Anyway, they started so Jubal ended up leaving the show, and you have Jose there. He is the person you'll hear him laughing. He laughs so, like, he's a comedian actually, but he laughs so funny when he laughs, right? Yeah. It's hilarious. And but anyway, you have now it's called Brooke and Jeffrey, but and Jeffrey's just as good too. I don't want to make it sound like, I mean, Jubal's funny because he's sarcastic as everything, but Jeffrey, he's kind of that tongue-in-cheek type of funny. Like, it's just hilarious. I mean, either way, it's just hilarious. Like, you listen to their second date updates are funny, but definitely this.
I've listened to that before, the second date updates.
Yeah, you've listened to it here all the time. Yeah,
absolutely.
But it's so funny. So what I was going to say about that is I try to give myself laughs, and today I needed them. I'm not going to lie to you. Today was starting early this morning was a rough day. Like I said, I took both of my not both. I doubled up on my meds that keep the gray material between my ears, stink. And so that's what I had today, but I needed some giggles in my life.
Sure.
And
by the way, Dave, nice shirt.
Oh yeah. I thought you might be a fan of that.
Yes, sir.
Deep Creek.
Oh, okay.
Which is, right by him. Yeah. Great memories there, man. Great memories. Anyway.
But anyway, so again, we never talk about anything that's on. I mean, today we're staying on script because what we're doing is not really talking about anything. We already talked about our
on business of not having any business,
right? And we're just And honestly, I'll be honest. I'm really just trying to stay awake. I want to go to bed. I am super tired.
I get that feeling. Yeah.
Because I taught 2 classes today with very little sleep, and then plus also I take care of the freaking farm animals this morning, and then my 2 princess dogs that are so, oh my god, I just want to keep them drugged all the time, like literally just keep them drugged all the time. It's just
but you the one time I was over there, he had it wasn't a lot, but
that was an accident though.
Yeah, he kind of like overdosed. He megadosed his little dog with some CBD, and this dog. I took this dog outside. Good job. You're doing great.
There's a lot of talent right there.
That's you could write it out and put a picture of it.
I know.
I guess that's what
Chat GPT's come so far.
That's true.
But this dog was so high, like he was just standing outside and just kind of like peeing on himself. Because they'll hike their legs, they'll squat down. He was just like,
it was Winston, wasn't it?
It was Winston.
It sure was. And he had that 1,000 yards there.
Dude, he's seen all the colors. Really. Like they say dogs can't see in color. I guarantee you,
he saw colors
that day. Yeah. That day, maybe only that day, but he saw some colors that day.
Thing.
And what happened was my mother's really into drugging animals. Apparently, I don't get it, but that's kind of, I guess, her thing. And so she had, after her husky passed away, she brought me over like all
the drugs.
Well, all the things, all the treats and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's sweet of you, Mom. I appreciate it. Whatever it might be, right? Anyway, I have been giving them both 5 milligrams prior to Granny getting here or prior to any time anybody's coming over. I always try to give them 5 milligrams. Well, I just happened to pick up one and it was a different shape. And I was like, oh, that's probably still 5 milligrams. And so I obviously cut Chiefs to a smaller dose. Still gave him too much, but he didn't see all the colors of the rainbow. He just seen a few of them. And then I gave Winston, because I was doing size appropriate, I gave him a full one, thinking it was just a 5 milligram. And then Winston started he immediately went into he was kind of like me 2 weeks ago when I was doing that tasting. And my buddy,
1 ounce of that shit.
I know, but my boy, man, it's funny because that's what Steven said to me the next morning. He was like, "Are you allergic? Do you have allergic reaction to THC?" He's like, "You couldn't even finish a sentence." But anyway, so
you were hilariously loopy.
I was, but anyway, so Winston, I looked at him. He just immediately started acting like he was way high. Like his eyes, which are beautiful honeysuckle color eyes, they were just black. Like he's trying to get all the light in. All right.
He looked like he stared into the abyss and the abyss stared back. All right.
He looked like that. He looked he had the eyes off that girl that comes climbing out of your TV,
Okay.
Yeah. And he was just so ridiculous. And I was like, so I went over there and looked. I went to the pantry and looked, and I was like, oh my God, I gave him 25 milligrams. For a 46-pound dog.
For a dog that's used to
5 buddy, he's cruising.
That's a lot. You hit him with 5 times the normal amount of what
he threw up. He did all the things.
Yeah,
he threw up all the things. Yeah. Oh, poor boy.
He had himself they call it a green out when you have too much weed in your system.
Oh, he definitely had a green out. He definitely had that.
Yeah.
We had a German Shepherd Rottweiler mix. He passed away this past February.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was a rescue. He was scared to death of thunder.
That's funny you bring that up.
Booming thunder noises. So we have a bottle. We just got rid of it. A jar has got hemp treats in it. And
that's what these are. They're treats.
Thunderstorms they're approaching. Give him 3 or 4 of those so he can mellow out and get through it. Otherwise, he is a wreck, or he was a wreck.
So I had this dog.
Yeah.
So I was in a relationship at one time with this young lady named Stacy, and she was really scared of tornadoes, and there's a reason. She was I think it was 1998, maybe 1996 here in Tennessee. We were living together in Washington State, but I was on deployment, and it might have been when I was living in Japan. I don't remember because I had an unaccompanied year-long live-in with the Marines over in Okinawa. Anyway, Okinawa and Kadena, not Kadena, Kadena, same place. Okinawa, Kadena, and also Misawa. But anyway, she was terrified of freaking tornadoes, and this tornado. So this dog, I had gotten him from Washington State, so he'd never even seen a tornado ever in his life. But I had went on deployment. She brought the dog home with her, and so every time a storm would come by, she would always get in the bathtub and cover up with something, this, that, and whatever. And the dog would follow her and all this. So obviously we didn't make it. And me and the dog, of course, did live another 10 more years together, and stuff of that nature. Anyway, his name was Hunter. And every time he would hear thunder, he would faint like a fucking fainting goat. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. He would just, because he was so used to just panicking with Stacy.
Yeah.
And so it's a learned behavior. And then next thing you know, he would faint. It was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Freezing
Yeah, it was funny. He would fall over. If Jordan was around, he would tell you that, because Jordan used to think it was hilarious. And I was like, I was watching, he's getting ready to faint. And he would stand up straight like this, and then he would just like he locked his knees or something. What about
speaking of Jordan? How's the grandbaby doing?
We'll talk offline about that. I'm sure the grandbaby's doing well.
Fair enough.
Ethan does look beautiful and happy, and so
cool.
We'll talk offline.
So congratulations to that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, sir.
But
this guy here.
I was excited about trying some of that today.
What do you got? H&H. I saw it on the shelf, and I just couldn't bend down low enough to get that. So
couldn't get your.
Well,
you have a very gorgeous wife. Why couldn't you have her get it for you?
Oh, yeah.
And that could have been a bonus for you too.
An idea.
I'm just saying it could have been a bonus for you. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, this gives off like looking at it. It gives off like bottom shelf vibes, but like
that's normally where I see it.
It's way too fucking easy to drink. Truthfully,
okay.
Like it's the same mash bill. We were talking about this last week. Like it's just aged differently and probably almost certainly not as long. But like,
well, still aged 4 years, isn't it? Because it's bourbon, right?
I mean, it's bourbon. Carefully distilled on the banks of Kentucky River. Blah blah blah. Just says 90 proof. I don't think it has an age statement.
Well, it can't be bourbon unless it's aged 4 years.
It's got to be 4 years.
It's got to be 4 years to be bourbon? I just thought it'd be 4 years to be bonded.
No, it's whiskey. Well, it is true. It has to be bonded. But that's bonded. Same
bonded is 4 years. Yeah.
It's also has to be same
distillate.
And it has to be 100 proof when it's poured out of the barrel.
Yep.
It can be cut down, but it can't be cut down with anything. Right.
Nope.
And then it has to be in a FDA secured rick house and stuff of that nature. So it's a little bit different.
There's no age statement on the bottle, is all I can tell you.
You know what? Let's look it up. Let's Google search that. You guys talk amongst yourself. I'm verklempt right now.
Why do you do that? Why do you do that? Ooh, yeah.
So Dave, what's new with you, bud?
Not too much. Getting look at what I'm in the middle of began my hell week this week of being on call, so I'm going easy on like beverage. Yeah, so they got my ass in a sling through Sunday evening. But
so it's a minimum of 3 years.
Minimum of 3 years to count as bourbon.
Okay.
But there's also a version of it that's famous for 10 years. Though a younger 90 proof 10 star expression is still in production.
Okay.
But it says that they're generally between 3 and 6 years.
Yeah, when I sip this, I don't get a sense that it's young, and I
don't get the floral content of it. Is that what you're saying?
It's not. Yeah, it doesn't have like that woody ethanol thing that usually a young whiskey will have. Like you're not drinking like paper.
Redemption had a lot of that.
Yeah, Redemption does kind of do that.
Redemption's too young for me. Remember when we went to Don's place and had that? But now their rum is pretty good. Their rum was really good.
I like their Redemption. I like their high rye, but I know you didn't care for that at all. I think maybe that rye was a blast. So like if it was young,
I don't mean. Again, too, I don't mean to diss bottom shelf stuff because I like a lot of bottom shelf stuff myself. That Benchmark, Foolproof.
Oh, yeah.
Love that. Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond, delicious.
The Foolproof Benchmark.
The Foolproof is awesome.
I'm telling you, used to be 1792 was my number 2 favorite. It is for sure Benchmark is my new favorite.
But even some ryes, like Rittenhouse Rye, you'll find that on the bottom. I enjoy that. That's a very good pour. I'd rather have this bottle than that bottle. So what
I like about Benchmark. So now I've tried bonded single barrel and the Foolproof, of course. I've bought 2 of the Foolproof. And
I had the single barrel.
But I mean, it's kind of like Green River. If you can find it, and you're not going to be able to find it in most places here in Tennessee, but if you can find it for $23, like it's supposed to be written, sitting at for the honey cask, that is some solid stuff.
If you find it, pick it up because it's worth that.
But I know I mentioned this a lot, but a lot of the Patel places are owned here, and they know that people want the honey cask now, so they just jack up the prices on it. So like,
it's nice to see one I haven't got to yet.
So there's a lot of them where you just look at it and you're like, wow, this is ridiculous. But
that Green River, I picked mine up for $25 over at McHenry. Got both bottles that were on the shelf. They came home with me, and that's damn good.
I do like it. I will say my only drawback to it, I mean, for the price point, let's start there. Price point, it is probably the best for sure price point at that price point. for a honey cast. You're not going to get a whole lot of those. Definitely in Tennessee at that price. We'll start there.
Probably the only one. Go ahead.
I was going to say the second thing is though, it's really easy to drink. It has a good authentic taste of honey, and it's been appropriately aged for 18 months. I think it is in a honey cask. So that's good. All right. My only negative takeaway from it is definitely you have like Bee's Knees from Short Barrel, or if you have Nelson Brothers, which is the best one, honey cast, or if you have
but you're talking about Bee's Knees versus what is it, the benchmark honey?
No, not benchmark.
No, this is Green River.
Green River honey. I'm so sorry, but it's still a cheap one, right? How much is
another
it?
one that I like too?
$23.
That I think is another one that I think is a little bit better than Green River. Is Blue Notes. Blue Notes honey cask is very good too.
I don't think
I've seen it yet, so I don't know that I've had it.
Yeah, I saw a bottle there 9 years.
I have one bottle that I'm refusing to finish because I don't have a backup.
Yeah,
and so it's like
that's something to finish. Man, I'll be honest with you, nice David. I got rid of all my bourbon and I just kind of started over. My hopes were to recreate or rebuild a collection with Michelle and have kind of like our things in there, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
And so,
anytime you want to purge, you just let me know.
Well, right now I don't have a whole lot to purge anymore. I mean, I'm probably down to 10 bottles, maybe. I went from having literally $10,000-$15,000.
We fucked up that Heaven Hill on Saturday too.
Yeah, we did. That was gone before y'all left.
Yeah, we tore through it. I mean, with four bourbon drinkers in the house, it wasn't gonna last long.
And a pool day.
And on a pool day, hell yeah.
With great food, and then we ordered pizza. I mean, after we ate dinner, we then ordered.
You ordered pizza after that dinner?
That's
Where the fuck do you guys put all that food?
Well, it was probably 3 hours later, so we had to get the metabolism back up.
Yeah. We went home. So,
damn.
I don't think y'all should have drove home, but just being
honest, I was totally fine.
I don't think that's true at all. You even told me, you said, I'm totally fine. I said, I don't think that's true. And you go, you're probably right, Jody. It probably is not true, but we got to get home because she has to turn off a light for her iguana. And I'm like, dude, just pretend like he's going to be on the beach for 24 hours. It's not that big a deal.
Get the timered power strips, dude. That's what my wife uses for her bearded dragons.
That's what it was, a bearded dragon.
That's what it was, is a bearded dragon. Yeah. Timered power switch. I will have to investigate that.
Yep.
That might make a great, if you have a birthday coming up, it can make a great birthday present.
Just had one last month, but
you could have like an anniversary, or maybe I'm just thinking of
just because.
My father.
What'd you say?
It's a just because.
Same birthday as my father. Not that I would expect you to know that either, but it was last month.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but we are pushing up with 8 minutes left in the show. What kind of stuff?
Holy sheep shit.
We actually, I've enjoyed this, and we didn't really get into anything that was controversial like we did last week.
No.
I will say this though. I'm going to say this because I do think this. Well, David, you and I talked about this this weekend. I find it hard to believe. So surely you guys have seen that whole thing about that YouTube influencer that him and his wife were pregnant.
You mentioned that. I've only heard about this from you.
Yeah, so
I've only heard about it from you.
So him and his wife were pregnant. He's even come out later because I don't follow him, but
he wasn't pregnant. His wife was pregnant.
Can I finish?
They're pregnant. Yeah, that's how they refer to it nowadays.
Weird.
Is it my turn yet? Okay. But anyway, they decided to they did it all like stupid influencers. First of all, I don't support their decision either way. I want to make sure we're very clear on that. But I really don't support it by making it on YouTube. They got on there and they listened to their doctor talk about the chromosomal failure and stuff of that nature. And it's been no secret my daughter had trisomy 13, and of course we had her. You know what I'm saying? One of those kind of things. And and we cared for her, loved her, and all this stuff, and gave her all the love in the world. And it was, they say, you know, I heard somebody say, well, they're going to have a horrible death. I don't know if that's true, but anyway, we're just going to go with this. All right. And the reason why is because one of my mutual friends and hers was Sheila. She had a daughter that was same age as Ethan, was born a month or two before or after Ethan. So Ethan is currently 22. So she died 3 years ago. She died at, so it's 22 minus 3, what, 19? She died at 19 years old, right? And if you were to talk to Sheila, her and Ella, she loved Ella. Like Ella was, now Ella could never do anything on her own, ever. All right. Because she had trisomy 13, which means the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere do not communicate. And there's actually a black line between the two. And so there's no cognitive function between the two. But Ella always looks so happy, you know, when you see her. And don't get me wrong, sweet Sheila was is this tiny little girl, and she had this daughter that was, and she would never change it. I'll be honest, she would never change that part of her life. And so I felt kind of the same way. Anyway, back to these influencers. They posted online. They, like, you hear the doctor talking in the background. They're on the phone, and they find out their child has trisomy 21, which is Down syndrome. Mm-hmm. All right. They then decide to abort the child. And so a lot of people gave them a lot of backlash, which I don't blame them. First of all, to do that online is just not a thing to do. Okay. I just want to say that first. But then, like, he came on there and said, and like, there's a video on X him going around right now. Like, well, of course I'm happy my father and mother didn't abort me. I'm normal. And I'm like, that's questionable. Oof. I don't know that you're normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think this is the kind of thing to do, I don't know that you're normal. I mean, that's very narcissistic traits. But anyway, I guess my point to that is that I'm definitely not on the side of them. But let's just say that you're going to take that unfortunate decision, in my opinion. Do not make it public. Just do it in the privacy between you and your wife, or wife and husband, or however it is. Just do it that way. Do not make it public. Yeah. Because all the backlash you're getting is well deserved, because you done it publicly. To do even something if you're like on that. Even if you're on the same side as them, that's just, you don't do it that way.
I think, and I'm not defending this decision or anything. I think, first of all, generally influencers as like a class of people tend to suck, right?
I 1,000% agree.
And they're also the first ones to be high on their own supply, right? To believe their own narrative, to believe their own narrative about their life and what they're doing, and they're so successful and they're portraying whatever that you want. That they're to be the model someone else is to fall into, health or fitness or whatever the fuck they're doing, like whatever that is. And I don't know. I know shit else about it other than what you've said. It does sound like, I mean, if you're an influencer, like, the worst thing that happens is, like, you're not good at being an influencer. You have to go get a real job, right? So it tells me you're probably at least somewhat successful as an influencer, which means you have money to create the supports for somebody who, you know, having a child with Down syndrome, things like that. Sometimes people make a decision when they know they cannot take care of the medical needs or other issues.
Again, real quick, I just want to
might have, and that's a tough fucking call. This doesn't sound like that.
I agree with you. I agree with you on all that. I think two things. I think, again, I am not on your side in this, and you know that, right? But what I'm
not on your side on this one is what I'm
okay. What I'm saying, let's just say it the way it is. I'm pro-life, you're pro-choice. All right. So we'll call it that. My point is one, you brought it on to online, and you brought it online because of your own narcissism, because you wanted to boost all of your ratings and video.
You did it for clicks.
And yeah, you totally did. And in I'm not going to go into what my beliefs are, but what I am saying is you did that. That's, whether you call it a lump of cells at 21 months, by the way, or 21 weeks, sorry. If you call it a lump of cells, a fetus, whatever you want, how you want to marginalize it, you did that online in front of this large group of people. There's so much hashtags about this that's still going on today. And I mean, like, literally, I can log on there right now and show you what the trending hashtags are. And it's about these two yahoos are the top two. And it's like, dude, that's the part that bothers me, is your own narcissism ran you up, you know?
Yep.
So, and of course I would leave people with this, that since we're at 59:42, what I would leave people with is that there's nothing wrong with having friends and family, or even past friends and family that you reach out to from time to time and you check on them. There's nothing wrong with loving everybody, but you got to be really focused on the one that's in front of you. So peace out, guys. Everybody be good to yourself. Like, love, share, turn on the notifications, subscribe, be a sub. Have
a great week.
All right. Peace out, guys.
All right. We'll see you.